What is up, guys? Kempo back here today. As you can see, I'm in my casual Sunday chillin' outfit. Had a very busy weekend. Actually, busy in the sense of a bit of family stuff, but mates on Friday. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm wanted to get my quick reaction on there about the boxing and UFC this weekend. This was one of those weekends where it's like, I actually was very big for boxing, and the UFC had the chance to build a bunch of names, lower level names, and I've just gone through and watched all the fights I wanted to watch, like Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Katie Taylor versus Chantel Cameron, Angela Hill versus Mackenzie Dern, and the UFC side. Watched a bunch of the boxing fights in that area. And the UFC fights undercard. I didn't know much of the names, but I'll go straight for the UFC first because I'll go the order of what my favorites were for this weekend. First of all, the UFC, those lower level guys got some knockouts. Joaquin Buckley had a huge head kick that pretty much put this guy on the ground. He finished him off. I didn't know. There was names. I couldn't remember the name. It was like a couple fights before the main event. Huge overhand right. There was a lot of good knockouts. So if you go to UFC, type in UFC schedule online, you'll see the main event card, main card, and you'll just see how they won in each one. I watched all the videos, all the names. Each one, there was actually 3 knockouts, I believe, some great knockouts. And the main event, Angela Hill versus Mackenzie Dern, was actually, I reckon it was pretty darn good. I was in and out. I actually didn't have time to watch the proper thing, but I watched most of it. Mackenzie Dern, I did predict her to win. I do like Angela Hill. She's a good striker, but Mackenzie Dern did actually show she could strike. I was very surprised because she's very much a grappling heavy person. I was very happy with the result. Like the way it fight went out. I didn't really have stakes who really I had a prediction, but I didn't really care who won. But it was a very great underrated card. No lower names building their names themselves now. If you're hardcore into UFC and everything, I definitely if you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch those. Okay, my second priority favorite for the weekend was Katie Taylor versus Chantel Cameron. This fight lived up to exactly what you wanted. It was very, very scrappy, but high level scrap. Katie Taylor looked weirdly more tired than she did, and she kind of warmed up towards the end of the fight. But Chantel Cameron, I love her style. It's very high pressure, gets like very dirty boxing, gets in dirty, uppercut whilst like this far apart, like that sort of fighting. And I love that sort of boxing style. It's so awesome to watch when someone can really effectively work that close range. Very exciting to watch. And Katie Taylor was just banging, but she was holding on for dear life at a lot of times. And Chantel Cameron came with the win. I honestly thought Katie Taylor would probably win, but I knew it was going to be closer than I thought. But I'm happy for Chantel Cameron. Everyone's already lining up for the rematch, and I agree, the rematch would be awesome. Feel bad for Katie Taylor. First time she fights in Ireland and loses. But if she gets a rematch in Ireland, that'd be even better. But we'll see how that goes. Maybe being in Ireland was not the best place for her to fight. But anyways, that fight was wicked. Definitely go and watch that if you like boxing. Even just scrappy fighting. That was just wicked. And my favorite fight of the weekend was definitely Devin Haney, Lomachenko. This is the one I was excited for the most, and it lived. This was definitely the sort of fight that I wouldn't go up to mates who haven't watched too much boxing and show them that, because they're going to sit there and go, oh, where's the knockouts? Where's the knockouts? And it's fucking a bit annoying when people could do it like that, because it's like, bro, like, boxing isn't all about knockouts. This was high level technicality. It's great fighting, adjustments throughout the fight. It was ridiculous. Like this, they make it so, I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those ones where you wish people could actually understand it. And it's one of those ones that you're like, oh, you want to go out and try to do it, but you can't do it, especially fighting for the whole fight. That sort of style, the thinking alone, the reactions, figuring out the angles, hitting the counter shots, hitting the offensive, hitting the defensive shots, and moving the feet. It was all of it was combined. It did come to a interesting decision in the end. So I had scored it. Well, I think the first 6 rounds I gave Lomachenko 1 round. The rest of it was Devin Haney. He just landed perfect shots as Lomachenko was coming in. He put Lomachenko back foot for a lot of the time. But then the second half, it was starting to get close and closer from 7 to 7, 8, 9 were very close rounds. But that's when Lomachenko started to build the pace. So those are the rounds, I reckon, where people were starting to get a bit, okay, that's where the confusion or closeness gets stemmed from. I've only watched the fight once, but I loved it. But from 9 to 12, Lomachenko definitely put it on Devin Haney. It was still close, but I'd still like he found the range. He found the time to pop his left hand. He found the time to feint, make Devin Haney react, come in, put the flurry on him. I don't know what I did there. Did the flurry on him and come out, and it was awesome. Like the 11 and 12 was a great watch. But yeah, I actually thought Lomachenko just done enough. The judges' scorecards were, one of them was 16 to like 12 or something like that for Devin Haney. I was like, oh, okay, hold up a minute. What were you watching there, mate? And then the other ones gave Devin Haney a couple of rounds, and I can see that. Like, well, I didn't see it, but I'm not mad about those. But you could hear in the crowd, everyone thought, far out, Lomachenko won that fight. And I tell you what, I'm not mad that Devin Haney won because I like Devin Haney, but I just don't think he did enough to win. I thought he lost at least 1 round more. I think Lomachenko was up 1 or 2 rounds. But in the end of the day, Devin Haney's the winner. He moves on. Even if they do a rematch, that'd be great. I hope they do a rematch. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. But yeah, that was my first reactions to all the fights from this weekend. I'll do a review for the AFL and the rest of the sports tomorrow, and then the previews for the rest of the week. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.